Welcome to Of Course She Did, a podcast about knitting and friendship. Join our knit club for a good old-fashioned stitch and bitch, where we'll talk about all things knitting as well as the insanity that occupies the other 10% of our brains. My name is Erin, and I bought podcast equipment.
Of course she did.
So, let me just warn you, our knit club consists of hormonal women of a certain age, and you are hereby warned of foul language and possible spicy topics.
Definitely.
Hi guys, this is our first podcast. Congratulations. We all have a little glass of bubbly. Chin chin.
Cheers. Clink clink. Cheers.
And so we have a little bit of an idea of how we want to start today, and maybe we should start with introducing ourselves.
Oh no, I think we should introduce each other.
Okay, let's introduce each other. Who do we want to roast first? I mean, who do we want to introduce
we should
first?
introduce Erin first.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
she started this.
This was all Erin's idea.
It's all my fault. Okay.
She's the
fault.
hinge. She's the one we all rotate around because she's so brilliant. So Erin is a mom to 2 boys, a wife to a wonderful man sometimes because he's a man. Let's face it. A counselor extraordinaire, an amazing friend, an extremely keen knitter.
I'll pick up.
And our social. She's our social, what do you call that?
The hinge. We all
Yeah,
rotate
totally.
around her.
yeah.
So, of course, she bought podcast equipment. And, of course, we're all following her down this road.
You guys are too hilarious not to record.
Yeah, but it's just what we think all the time.
So introducing me was Jody. What can we say about Jody?
Yeah, blank.
I had this all in my head on the walk over, and then I'm.
It went out.
No, this is the first podcast. I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
Don't be nervous, Ingrid. We all love you.
Oh.
So Jody is the person that I will always remember being the loudest one at the rink.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the
Someday.
one everybody will remember
Yeah.
at the rink.
So 3/4 of us are hockey moms, and I met Jody at hockey, and was so lucky to play on the same. Our sons played on the same team together for a few years. So it was just an attractive thing to see somebody get that into what our kids were doing and who knew every kid, and it was really cool. So that's how I know Jody. Everybody knows her. Everybody loves her, and you just want to know her too because she's a little charismatic like that.
And you're your children's biggest champion.
Aw,
You know,
thanks.
like you speak so highly and so proudly of your children.
Well, I have a lot of them, so.
Yeah. And you love them. You can feel the love.
Yeah, four children, 2 grown, 2 teenagers. So that's a lot of experience under your belt.
Yeah.
And she's our go-to knit problem solver.
Oh yes, the knit master.
She is the knit master. Getting her knitting masters in knitting.
Yeah, working on it.
Yeah. So any kind of expertise is gonna come from Jody.
Absolutely.
You're all too kind.
Sitting next to Jody is Tanya, who is knitting and hopefully not counting because we're
Not right now.
And what's interesting is I thought I was bringing 4 people, to sit and knit with me that maybe didn't know each other. And it turns out Tanya and Jody's kids went to preschool together. So this is a small town here in Victoria, British Columbia, and everybody knows everybody.
And our kids went to school together.
Elementary
We had
together.
a split class, 3 of us. Our kids had a split
Yeah.
class together.
Yep, Tanya and Ingrid,
And
our 3 oldest,
Yep.
were in the same class, grade 1 in kindergarten.
Yep.
So yeah, it is a small town, and what's awesome is all of these ladies are straight shooters, no nonsense, straight up hotties. So
And Tanya's the one, if you need to solve any problem, Tanya's the one.
she's got that.
Oh,
And
I know.
everything Everything is from scratch.
Everything.
Yeah.
You want soup? She can whip it off in a minute.
Yeah. You want bagels? Okay, hold my
Hey,
stirrer.
Tanya, my couch is too soft. What do I do? She's got
Yeah.
she's got a solution.
Yeah. The handiest person. You know,
Yes.
you got to install Windows. Tanya can do that.
She could give you directions on how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
we've got Tanya here. Everything we say is going to make her eyes leak.
Yep.
It's lovely. That's why I have Kleenex all over here. And then we have Ingrid, who will make sure we are hydrated. every moment.
Drink your water.
All day, every day.
Yeah. What can we say about Ingrid?
No.
She is our go-to when you have any sort of injury.
Yes. Yeah. Very,
Ingrid-
very knowledgeable.
Yep.
She makes sure we stretch properly for knitting.
Yep. Massage therapist.
Smart, no nonsense, doesn't take crap from anybody and teaches the rest of us how to do the same.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. So that's who we are. You're gonna get to know us a little bit better, and you'll probably love these ladies as much as I do because they are a hoot. and so we started Knit Club in October. Right now we're do you call it taping or is that really
Is
old
that
fashioned?
eight months? That's
Recording.
how much we've been doing this? God, it
Yes.
feels like
Almost
we've been
enough
doing
time
this
to
forever.
Gestate a baby, which none of us want to do.
Never. Shut the front door.
Couldn't pay me to do it again.
Ever.
No. And I wanted an excuse to be out here in my little cottage where I work, and I wanted to be able to be with women.
Because we're smarter than boys.
So for you, what do you want to? Why do you want a podcast? Why did you agree to this?
Because you told us to.
That's a great question. Because I think that as a collective group, we are incredibly kind, thoughtful, interesting. And I think that we have a lot to offer the world. We do slow fashion. We're making our own clothing and wearing it because we want to go back to a simpler time. And the most important thing is our families and knitting. Not necessarily in that order. Were you finishing my sentence again?
We share a brain cell.
We do share a brain cell.
Scary. Why? I know you don't want to talk, so I'm like, why did you agree to this?
I don't know I did.
Tanya's just always along for the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
rarely
Yeah,
says
I
no.
might-
She's always keen.
I might give you an idea that you run away with, and then we just kind of get dragged along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you
Yeah.
love the dragging?
Yeah, it's lots
Ah.
of fun. It's lots of fun.
Yeah. Do you have a ready answer? Do you know?
No,
You don't.
because I'm not at all prepared. I didn't come prepared.
Because it's a little
Have-
bit scary.
Well, I also had a lot on my mind. Just deal like life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just following along. Like I'm just riding your coattails.
That's fun. We have so much fun, and when I happen to mention I meet with the same ladies every other week, and we sit and we talk and we knit, 100% of the people go, "Oh, I wish I had that." And so, if this is a way that we can kind of map out how to do that, then great. If this is a way that you can sit at home and get to know us and have a little community while you sit at home and knit, or wherever you do your
Or
knitting,
crochet or craft.
are
Or
you
knit.
allowed? Are you allowed crotch eaters?
No crotch eaters.
I feel like everybody brings something that each one of us doesn't have experience with, and they just kind of pull that person along. And we feel like even for myself, I probably wouldn't do this if you guys weren't doing it. I wouldn't.
Agreed.
So I feel like the four of us are providing the others an opportunity to do something they wouldn't do.
And I probably wouldn't do this by myself. I need moral support. I need body doubles.
It's endless support and also pushing to a new level of experiences. Yes?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, I wish you could see us because all 4 of us have knitting in our hands. It's so cool.
And Tanya's so frustrated, she's crying.
The usual. Actually, I'm actually having a hot flash.
Your eyes are sweating because you're so
But I
hot.
had to take my sweater off already because I was hot.
Yeah.
This is the hormonal thing we were speaking of in the intro.
So all middle-aged, we all happen to be middle-aged white ladies. Hopefully that's okay with everybody else because there's not much we can do about that. But yeah, it's something that definitely comes up in our conversations, how we experience being middle-aged and how everything seems to change. So I don't think we can avoid that.
I don't see us as middle aged. Like I almost
feel
feel like
middle-aged.
I don't know. Like I'm seeing like I'm living this, but my mind is still back 20 years.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
Sometimes I realize that I am more than, because I'm the oldest. I'm Jody. I'm the oldest in the group.
Are you?
I'll be 58 this month. Yeah.
I'll be 53.
Oh my God, you're old. No, I'm
I
kidding.
know. Like the number sounds so old.
Do you have it? So here's an interesting question because I have an age that I go, I'm still that age. Like the best year of my life was 36 when I kicked my ex-husband out. And I was like fucking powerful. And that's my best age. And I feel that age all the time, except for in those really fragile moments when life is kicking me in the ass. But do you have an age where you go, that was my best year and I still feel that age?
That's a good question. But I too, I feel like, how old was I?
And I didn't even research it.
When I,
Yeah.
got rid of a partner.
Yeah.
I called him on a payphone from a mall and said we're done because he was such a horrible person. So you'd like that to have that strength to
Yes.
just eliminate those toxic people from your life. It's
And
very
take it-
empowering, but I've never thought about an age. I just feel like it was very empowering, being
Yeah.
able to do that and just going, you know what, we're done, and walking away.
And
No,
this
thank
is what
you.
Ingrid
No,
is
thank
known
you.
for.
Nope.
No. Just no.
After being kind of convinced to stay, and then the next day going, I'm out.
But if you think about your age, 52, are you going to live to 104?
My grandmother lived to 102.
Fuck yeah. So you're halfway through your age.
Maybe.
She is going to live to be 104.
She might. My grandmother lived 103. That's amazing. And most of us are roughly halfway or slightly over halfway through our life. And that makes me feel like, oh my God, I have not knit enough shit. I have so many things I want to knit.
I have so much yarn I need to get through.
Yes, the stash.
I moved to the island at 24. And that was pretty good, I gotta say.
24 is your age?
I think around there I had a dog, I had a convertible. I was like,
You still have
getting
those
ready to-
things.
I don't have the
At
convertible.
what age did you feel like you really came around and felt like you had the power over
yes.
yourself
Yeah.
for other people?
Yesterday.
Yeah,
No, like that, I'm still getting my poop in a group.
that's what I kind of like. There's certain aspects, but other aspects of my life, I feel like, okay, I'm just getting there now. Like now I'm like, you know what? No.
Yeah.
I can, I'm not wasting my time.
Depends on the day and the person and the situation, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
But
have an age, Ton?
Probably 35, 36.
Oh.
What
21,
happened? What
24,
happened then?
and 36.
Nothing really. I guess we moved here. It was about 35.
Yep.
Probably about then. There was no big thing that was like, oh, that made me, realize, I was grown up or not.
Maybe you haven't hit that yet.
I might not have.
Ooh. Brain cells.
I will
one.
say, when I traveled in Australia, I met a friend there, traveled with her for 6 weeks, and then spent the next 6 weeks on my own. That was empowering. Knowing that I could do this by myself. I met people along the way, traveled with people here and there.
I when I lived in Great Britain, I kind of felt that way. I was really lonely, but I felt empowered and I did what I wanted to do. And
You realize, wow, I can do this.
yeah,
I don't need somebody.
yeah.
Such a good feeling.
I don't need somebody. I came home to somebody, and I was happy to come home to somebody, but I also knew that I didn't need somebody.
Can I share a cool thing? Because Tanya said, "Oh, when she moved here, she was you were 36 when you moved here."
Yeah.
So I met Tanya when we were. How could you be 36?
Were your kids born
Well,
here
my-
or Ottawa?
Yeah, your kids
No,
were born here.
you're right. I probably moved here at 33, 32.
Yeah.
33.
Because when your oldest and my oldest were in the same class, our two youngest are born just days apart.
Yeah, like 2 days.
2 days apart, 3 days apart, and so we hung out a lot when the kids were little. And Nathan came to you during the days while I worked when he couldn't go to school yet. And so in hanging out, we got to talking. Oh, you moved here from Ontario? Oh, yeah, me too. Tanya and I were in the same statistics class in university, and we never even knew it.
Crazy.
Yeah. That to me,
You were just destined to be friends.
That's what I think. Yeah.
it was. I wish that I had known you way back then.
You weren't meant to meet each other then.
It would have been so fun. But
It's for a reason.
but yeah, that same statistics class, I got a D in that statistics class.
What'd you get, Ton?
I think I did too.
Uh-oh.
And then I had to take it again to try to raise my mark, and my husband helped me through the class, and I think I barely had maybe a D plus.
Suffice to say, numbers are not any of our
Yeah.
strong suits.
Neither is counting stitches.
Yeah.
That's why you'll randomly hear us go 1, 2, 3. It means don't talk to me. I'm counting.
So for me, what we get is we get another excuse to meet together.
Whee!
If we're separating knit club, we meet every other week for knit club to sit and knit. And then if we're, going to be let out of the house another night a week or every other week, then we've got podcast night. And so for me, it's just another excuse to see all my lady friends. But again, what I think we can give is pretty darn cool. And so I'm really excited to engage with people on a different level, to be able to show off my, mediocre knitting or my amazing yarn hauls from everywhere we go shopping. But to be able to engage with other people and see what they're knitting. And I'm not the most social person in the world, but I think I could do that remotely, virtually, to be able to see people's pictures, to show them mine. And that feels like a comfortable place for me to start. So just to kind of step outside my comfort zone.
Erin's worst nightmare is when I stop to talk to people and I introduce them to her.
Yeah, that is,
Stranger danger?
Oh, the look in her eyes.
Yeah.
She doesn't walk out the door with me anymore. She's worried I might introduce
Look
her to
at
people.
you.
And you have no problem with any of that, Ingrid?
What's that? Just
Talking to
people?
strangers?
no.
No, one of the
Oddly-
friendliest person.
I growing up, I don't think I was like that. But now I don't care.
Interesting.
I'll just talk to. So this trip in Australia, the friend that she's my best friend. We've known each other since we were 13. We were at a hostel and somebody's playing guitar. Let's go meet them. And yet she's quite shy. Like she'll even say now she's very shy. But when we were traveling,
Clearly not.
it depends on the situation she's in. But she would just go, oh, let's go meet these people. And I felt like I learned a lot from her. So now I just go, I'll talk to somebody in a line up at the grocery store. Sure. Or I walk away and don't talk to me. Or I start a conversation and then go, oh,
I shouldn't have done that.
How do I get out of this one?
Big problem.
What's that?
I get trapped talking to those people who talk to me at the grocery store and then instantly regret it.
But
And my
you
husband
know
usually
everybody as
walks
well.
away.
Yeah, but you don't know them. You can just go fuck off and walk away.
But she does know them. She knows them and their dogs' names. And their,
Aw, of course
I
she
don't
does.
know them. I know their dogs' names. I don't know them.
yeah, you I've surrounded
that's a
myself with
connection.
outgoing people. Because I think all of you are quite outgoing.
I guess we all
Agreed.
are. But so are you. But we all in a different way.
I think the smart thing you do, Erin, is you protect yourself. And so you're outgoing when you need that connection. But when you're content to not have connection, you protect yourself from that. And I am too much of a people pleaser and go, oh, you need to talk to me. I'm dying inside, but sure, I'll talk to you. But that's nursing also. So yes, podcast world, I am also a nurse of 32 years. And yeah, those habits die hard when you have to perform. So
No, I guess I get enough of talking to people. Although with my work, I'm talking to people, but I'm listening more maybe. So it's a little slightly different. So
oh my God, I love this project so much.
Ooh, okay.
Can I just brag about what I'm knitting, peoples?
Yes, and we'll post some photos.
Sorry, I
Progress
just was
photos.
admiring my yarn there and had to speak.
No,
Sorry.
it's a good it would be a good feature for every week. Let's share what's on our needles and talk about how excited we are to feel each other up. Our projects.
Can I feel your project?
I chase everybody around my house. Feel this. Feel it. Touch
I
it.
know my family has learned that they just touch it and go, oh, that's lovely, when really they don't give a flying crap.
Okay, talk about your project because it is gorgeous.
So the yarn is by Malbrigio. It's Susaru. It's linen. Oh my God, I forgot.
Silk.
Linen, silk. Thank you, people, for being my backup brain, and merino. And it's super lustrous. It's so gorgeous. And it's a project that we are all knitting one of called Blaka. And it is by a lady whose name I could not pronounce if my life depended on it, because she is from Iceland. And I'm not even going to try. It's Blaka, Blaka. And it's a t-shirt. So we're all obsessed a little bit with knitting t-shirts because it's June and it's warm.
Yeah.
But I'm knitting
that's
this.
knitting needles hitting a microphone.
Sorry.
You could. I don't know
No,
if you can
that's
hear everybody.
That's a good background sound. The needles.
Yeah.
It's like a t-shirt with stripes on it, and it's so pretty. And everyone's is a slightly different color, but very unique to each person. My yarn didn't come from Iceland because it didn't work out right, so I bought this beautiful yarn. But everyone else's is beautiful wool from Iceland, and it's very fun.
Yours is going to be way cooler than ours. Mine is.
I feel like
Mine
the
is
way
hot.
yours will drape will be different. It's
This
very.
this yarn has some serious drape to it.
I think it'll be really flattering.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm excited for all of us to have finished and then take a photo of all of us.
You're
going to
be waiting a few months on mine because
Yeah.
I thought you were like to the armpits on it.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I gotta wait. I
Well,
might have to
hey.
draw.
I gotta
As
wait till
do.
you feel it.
As I do.
It's in Project Jail.
It's in jail for the moment. That's sad. I'm sorry for that. I made the stupid decision to knit 2 sleeves from one ball at the same time. So now I spend more of my time getting the yarn free than I do knitting, which is slightly annoying, but my own fault.
And instead of asking Ingrid what she's knitting, it's Ingrid, what are you ripping out today?
Of course
Well,
she did.
I'm ripping out this little piece back and forth until I get it how I like it. This is just a vest. I found the pattern online. It's a YouTube pattern, but it was significantly smaller than for me. So I asked ChatGPT to alter the pattern, and it did a pretty good job.
Super smart AI use.
Yeah, but it could have
people.
done. It could have done a better job. So now the armholes are massive.
Hence why she's
This
ripping
is like
out and
one of those
knitting it
tank
repeatedly.
tops boys used to wear in the 80s with the huge.
More arm days at the gym.
So I've discussed this with Jody and Tanya. Tanya gave me a good idea on how to fill in these armholes.
That's
So
Tanya.
cool.
She has the good ideas to how to fix things.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to actually fix them, but I can give you an idea.
You did. You gave me a good idea. So
That's a
now I'm
great
playing with
idea.
it back and forth and hoping I get it right at some point.
And it is the exact shade of blue of your eyes. So I
Oh.
cannot wait to see you in that.
Well, this is baby garn, and I bought it while I was in Norway, and I bought it very cheaply. It was in one of their discount stores called Europrice, and they have cheap yarn there. So I saw the color and thought I wanted it.
Nice.
So we shall see. Blocking it'll fix it.
Blocking fixes everything.
That'll block right
Yeah,
out.
block
Right
right
out.
out.
Ton, what are you knitting?
I am knitting a, what is this called a mosaic bias loop shawl. I happened to get dragged into a yarn store with Erin one day.
Shocking.
And picked up this yarn, which is alpaca silk by
And the
Drops.
prettiest, softest blue.
It is very soft. It is alpaca and mulberry silk. It's quite soft. And I'm knitting it for my oldest girlfriend.
Your oldest son.
Yes, oldest son's
Did you say
girlfriend.
Her
She's
oldest
just a
son's
friend.
girlfriend.
You say she's just
Except
a
she's not
friend.
really a girlfriend.
Oh,
Exactly.
baby,
So for his
please.
friend. So
They have
That's
such. Why do they have
nice.
such a hard time admitting they have a
I have no
partner? I don't get that.
They don't want to have the questions by the parents. They don't want the talk.
Yeah, but dude, we know. We just already know.
And the talk is fun when it makes them squirm.
Makes them uncomfortable.
So yeah,
It's
so
beautiful
that's what I'm
color,
working
Ton.
on.
It's a beautiful color.
Really
And
pretty.
I'm hoping to get this done so I could get the other 2 projects that I'm almost done.
I can't believe how fast you've knit that.
Well-
Like, you are a notoriously slow knitter.
I am a notoriously slow knitter.
And you've really outdone yourself with that. That's really,
So
really cool. I am on the t-shirt train.
Oh, I love teas.
I am knitting the Perfect Knit t-shirt by Caitlin Bartold. And I got that off of Ravelry. And I'm knitting it with this amazing Blarney green cotton bamboo nylon silk blend called...
Isn't it called Blarney?
Yeah, like the Blarney Castle. and
Gotta
the Blarney
kiss
Stone.
the rock.
So it's called Kobasi, Cotton Bamboo Silk by Haiku. And
It like glows. I'm sitting across
It's
the room from
lovely.
you. It glows green. It's like
it's a very nice green. And it's
it
very
emerald.
suits you.
soft.
So suits you.
So I'm powering through this because there's so much I want to knit and I want to get started. So that's what's on all of our needles, or at least that's the one project that we're going to talk about. Well, next time let's talk about, because most of us have other projects, so that we'll always be able to name another project.
I think it's more of the What's in Jail project.
Oh yeah.
That might be.
Okay.
who's
What's
in jail this
Yeah.
week?
Okay.
What's in jail this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's save that for next time. Anything else? I'm looking behind me at our list. Anything else we want to say about why we're here, what we're doing, and other than just welcome everybody?
I can't think of a single thing.
Okay,
My
that
brain
means we're done.
went
That means
blank.
we're done. I think that's really good. And I'm really excited. And so watch this magic. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, she's good.
I'm doing it. Thanks for joining us this week. Special thanks to our Techno Whiz Matt and our sponsor, Chrysalis Counseling, for the support. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook to see photographic evidence of our enthusiasm for all things yarn and to connect with us and hopefully, eventually, a larger community of knitting friends. See you next time.